We're going to talk about women's role in the USSR. The Soviet Union's view on women was generally very different from Hitler's Germany. They wanted to move away from the traditional family ideals and strive to improve women's rights. But in the 1930s, when a decline in the population happened, there was put an emphasis on families. However, women actually benefited from this, and there was a general improvement in women's living conditions. So before 1924, the government had tried to liberate women and establish equality between the genders, and they did this by also freeing abortion and making it easier to divorce. Then in 1930, there was this decline in population which kept going, and in 1933, women made up 33% of the industrial workforce, even though there was this emphasis on family. Then in 35-36, Stalin decided on policies to promote traditional family values in order to increase the Soviet population. This meant that it should be difficult to divorce, restricted abortion, and then tax exemptions to families that were large. Then in 1939, women were encouraged to become a part of the economic development and gained more job opportunities. In fact, a third of all engineers were women at this point, and 79% of all doctors were women as well. And then a year after, in 1940, women now made up 43% of the industrial workforce. Then in 1944, still trying to increase the population, Stalin made it even more difficult to divorce and more difficult to get an abortion. And then in general, during the World War II, medals were awarded to mothers with large families, and unmarried people were taxed more heavily. In Muslim regions of the Soviet Union, specific rules were made. Minimum age of marriage was raised to 16 years, where in the European parts of the Soviet Russia was 18. Polygamy and bride money was banned, and the government tried to organize women to fight against traditional practice, and the education for men and women became equal. So in general, women actually benefited from these new welfare reforms introduced under Stalin. They got a free health service, accident insurance at work, expansion of kindergartens for working mothers, and paid holidays for many workers.